my lovely, cooking dinner tonight. Thought you might like to join me. If you've noticed a pattern, my dinners are just stuff I like to throw together in a pot. And I cooked like this long before I ever became plant-based. So it hasn't changed now. The only thing that's changed is I don't use any oil, salt, sugar, meat, or dairy. Pretty simple, really. So I'm going to make tonight's dinner in the Instant Pot because I love my Instant Pot. And I like to throw stuff in there, let it cook, and then it keeps it warm until the family comes in. And everybody wants to eat at a different time. You know how families are. So tonight I'm going to do something with red lentils. So let's take the lid off here and get my measuring cup. And you'll also notice a pattern in that I like to cook with colors. So I think if I get a lot of colors and my dinner looks like a rainbow, it's visually appealing and it's really healthy because the more colors you have, the more variance of your vitamins and your nutrients. So just remember, cook the rainbow, okay? So we've got some really nice red lentils here. And I am gonna do one cup of red lentils. And then I'm gonna use something that I haven't used in any other recipes. And these are wheat pearls. Now, if you are gluten intolerant, you can use brown rice or quinoa in its place. But I've got these on hand, and so I'd like to have a change. So let's see how many's in there. Yep, 1 cup of the little wheat pearls. And then I'm going to put my spices in here so that as I add the water in, the spices will be in the water. And I think it'll cook a little more evenly that way, distribute the spices. So I'm going to put some garlic powder. And this is my 2 tablespoon measurer. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. Garlic powder, not salt. Salt makes my hands and feet swell. Raises my blood pressure too. Salt can be a trigger for some people and cause them to crave, and then they will overeat. If salt doesn't bother you, add it at the table instead of putting it in the cooking, and that way each person gets just the amount they want. Now these are some chives from my garden. And I just dried those this past fall when I harvested. And I've got 2 tablespoons of chives. And then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. There we are. And then I've got some mushroom powder. And mushrooms are really healthy, but if you've watched me before, you know my daughter hates them. So I'm going to sneak them in the form of a mushroom powder. And what I did is right in the produce section, I found some dried mushrooms. And then I just ran them through my little NutriBullet and ground them up real fine. Mushrooms give us our vitamin D, and they really do help our bones. So even though she doesn't like them, I like to put them in there. And she won't know the difference because it's the texture of the mushroom that she doesn't like. So we've got 2 tablespoons of that. Now, let's figure out how much water we need. So I would say 1.5 cups to 2 cups for the lentils and 1.5 to 2 cups for the wheat pearls. So I'm going to do 3 cups of water. And this way, my spices are all in there, in the bottom, in the water. Maybe we'll get a more even distribution that way. All right. Now, I have chopped up some red cabbage. Just, don't know how much that is. I can measure it for you, I guess. let's see. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. That's about 3 cups. Okay, so anywhere from 2 to 3 cups of a shredded red cabbage. Now I was watching Dr. Greger, where he appeared on the Kelly and Ryan show, and he mentioned red cabbage having similar properties to the blueberries at a fraction of the cost. I always have cabbage on hand, both red and green if I can get it, and red seems to always be the cheaper one. And generally I add them to salads, but if I can sneak it into foods, I'll do that too. All right, now I had some romaine lettuce that was quite old and starting to wilt, and it was before they started recalling romaine lettuce, so you know that's been a while. And have already shredded it up, and I'm going to add that in. Now, if you don't have any romaine lettuce, by all means use spinach or kale. Probably be healthier. I just have this on hand, and so I'm going to use it. Here at the Turner house, we don't waste. I always say I lived through the Depression in a past life. And then I've got a carrot. And I'm just going to slice that up. Tail and top it. And just do some slices. And if you've already bought some shreds, maybe for some salad, and you've got that on hand instead of a whole carrot, throw those in. Okay, then I've got Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, and I just half them. That way they're just easier to bite and get with your fork when they come out. Sorry, I guess I could have had those chopped up before I filmed it. You'll forgive me, I'm sure. And then I am just going to put this on for 15 minutes with the manual mode. Now, if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can do this in a slow cooker, or you can put these in a big pot on the stove. You don't have to cook with an Instant Pot. I just find it a lot easier. So I'm going to put that to seal, close it up, manual 15, and I'll see you guys when it's done. All right. I went ahead and let the pressure go natural. And this is what we've got. There you are. Look at all those colors. If you like my recipes, be sure and like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a good night.